Let me ask you something, and I want you to think back to a younger version of yourself. Those mornings when you woke up feeling fully charged. You didn't have to question it. You didn't have to think about blood flow or testosterone or how deep you slept. It all just worked. But if you're over 60 now, chances are that charged up feeling doesn't greet you quite the same way anymore. Maybe you're waking up groggy, your joints ache, you're not sleeping through the night, and in the most personal way, you've noticed that your morning wood has faded into a distant memory. You're not alone. I've seen hundreds of men come into my office with the same quiet frustration, and most of them tell me the same thing. Doc, I just want to feel like myself again. I hear you, and here's the truth. There's one small natural habit, just a spoonful of the right stuff before bed. That can help reset your hormones, calm your nervous system, and restore circulation in all the right places. It sounds simple, and it is, but it works because it taps into your body's natural rhythms. And when done consistently, it can lead to better sleep, stronger erections, and more energy throughout the day. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Jansen. I've spent over 30 years helping men regain their strength, stamina, and vitality without relying on prescription pills. And I've learned that when men support their health naturally, they don't just get better results, they get their lives back. Now, before I reveal what that one spoonful is, and trust me I will, I want to introduce you to someone who helped inspire this video. His name is Mark, and he's 67 years old. A retired math teacher, lifelong hiker, and one of the most disciplined guys you'd ever meet. But a few months ago he came into my office looking defeated. He sat down and said, "I go to bed tired. I wake up tired. And that part of my life with my wife, it's been missing for almost a year." It wasn't just affecting his confidence, it was affecting his relationship, his sleep, and even how he saw himself as a man. Now here's what's interesting. Mark was doing most things right. He exercised, he ate fairly clean. He even took some generic supplements from the store. But what he didn't realize was this: his nighttime routine was working against him. You see, most men focus on the day, what they eat, how they move, their energy levels. But very few realize that what happens while you sleep has everything to do with how you perform when you're awake. When you sleep deeply, especially in the earlier hours of the night, your body does a few critical things. It produces testosterone, it repairs blood vessels, it clears out stress hormones, and it balances nitric oxide, which is key for circulation. If your sleep is poor, if you're tossing and turning, getting up to use the bathroom 3 times a night, or eating the wrong foods too close to bedtime, you're robbing your body of that restoration. And over time, that means less blood flow, lower testosterone, and more frustration in the bedroom. So here's what we did with Mark. I gave him a simple challenge. Take 1 spoonful of a natural, specific food every night before bed, something that's been shown to support deep sleep, regulate blood sugar, and even boost nitric oxide levels. Before I tell you what it was, let me pause and ask a quick favor. If this message is striking a chord, if you're over 60 and you've noticed changes in your performance, energy, or sleep, tap the like button and subscribe. And if you want more real, natural advice for men's health, don't forget to hit the bell icon. Also, drop a yes in the comments if this is something you've been going through, or a no if not. I read every comment and tailor my advice based on what you need. Back to Mark. The spoonful I gave him, it wasn't a supplement, it wasn't a powder, it wasn't even something exotic. It was a simple blend of raw honey and Ceylon cinnamon. That's it. 1 tablespoon of raw honey mixed with a half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, taken about 30 minutes before bed. Why that combination? Well, raw honey helps regulate your liver's glycogen stores overnight. That's important because your brain needs a steady supply of fuel while you sleep. When your blood sugar crashes in the night, your body releases cortisol, your stress hormone, to compensate. And that's what wakes you up at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. By taking a spoonful of raw honey before bed, you give your brain the steady fuel it needs to sleep deeply and repair fully. Now let's add Ceylon cinnamon. Not regular grocery store cinnamon, which can be harsh in large amounts, but the real stuff. Ceylon cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and has mild vasodilating effects, meaning it helps open up blood vessels. When you combine these two, you get a gentle, natural way to calm your system, support circulation, and trigger deeper, more restorative sleep. Mark was skeptical at first. "This little sweet spoonful is going to fix me," he asked. But he agreed to try it. And within 2 weeks, something incredible happened. He came back, smiling, and more importantly, rested. "I'm sleeping through the night for the first time in years," he said. "And I woke up this morning. Let's just say my wife was pleasantly surprised. He'd forgotten what it felt like to be ready in the morning. To not just go through the motions, but to feel alive again. And it wasn't a magic trick. It was a combination of sleep, circulation, and restoring the balance of his hormones naturally. In the next part of this video, I'll walk you through exactly why this blend works, how it affects your hormones, your blood vessels, and even your brain function. But for now, I want you to take this first idea to heart. What you do at night matters, and one small spoon before bed could be the turning point for better sleep, stronger erections, and more energy tomorrow. When Mark came back after that second week, his energy wasn't just in his voice, it was in the way he carried himself. I could see it in his posture, in the way he shook my hand, and in the relaxed smile on his face. "It's wild, Doc," he said. "I didn't realize how much of my performance problem had to do with my sleep." And he's right. So many men think the issue is strictly down there, but it's not. It starts in the brain, and it rests in how well you sleep at night. So let's talk about why that one spoonful of raw honey and Ceylon cinnamon is doing so much good. Because it's not just some old wives' tale, it's rooted in real biological changes that happen in your body, especially as you get older. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Erections are all about blood flow and nitric oxide. Without good circulation and relaxed blood vessels, your body can't respond the way it used to. And guess what supports nitric oxide and vascular repair? Deep, uninterrupted sleep. That's when your blood vessels regenerate. That's when testosterone is produced in large bursts. And that's when your brain cleans out the stress hormones that often sabotage your ability to rest and recover. But most men over 60 aren't getting this kind of sleep. They're up 2 or 3 times a night to urinate, they toss and turn, or they fall asleep and wake up feeling groggy and drained. Part of the problem is unstable blood sugar at night. When your glucose levels drop too low in your sleep, your body panics. It releases cortisol, the stress hormone, to bring your blood sugar back up. And just like that, you're wide awake at 3 a.m., heart pounding, staring at the ceiling. That's why raw honey in a small dose is so powerful. Raw honey contains natural glucose and fructose in a perfect ratio to gently stabilize your blood sugar overnight. It's not like a sugar spike from soda or candy. Because it's unprocessed and paired with plant enzymes, your liver uses it efficiently to maintain a steady stream of energy to your brain without triggering cortisol. That means better sleep, longer time in REM and deep sleep stages, and a more consistent hormone environment throughout the night. Now let's look at Ceylon cinnamon, and again, this matters. Ceylon cinnamon is sometimes called true cinnamon. It's different from cassia cinnamon, which is the more common and cheaper variety. The problem with cassia is that it contains high amounts of a compound called coumarin, which can be toxic in large quantities. Ceylon cinnamon, on the other hand, is gentler on the body, and has been shown in studies to reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and even help with blood pressure regulation. So when Mark took his tablespoon of raw honey mixed with 1/2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon before bed, a few things happened all at once. His blood sugar stabilized, allowing him to sleep through the night. His cortisol levels dropped, reducing nighttime wakefulness. His nitric oxide levels gradually increased due to improved endothelial repair, and, most importantly, his testosterone production improved thanks to better sleep cycles. Testosterone, by the way, isn't just about desire. It helps maintain muscle mass, energy, focus, and that feeling of vitality and readiness that many men feel slipping away. When your testosterone is supported naturally and your sleep is deep and uninterrupted, your entire system starts to align again. And that's what I want you to understand. This isn't about chasing a quick fix or relying on blue pills. This is about working with your biology, supporting your body in the way it was designed to operate, especially after 60. Now, let me be clear. This spoonful isn't magic. It's not going to undo decades of bad habits overnight. But for men like Mark, it was a foundation, a simple, consistent act that brought everything else into alignment. Let me give you a few more benefits that came up in his follow-ups, all linked to this nighttime routine. He stopped waking up 3 times a night to urinate. That's because cortisol and insulin weren't spiking anymore, which helped regulate kidney function and bladder urgency. His mood improved dramatically. Good sleep lowered his anxiety, reduced irritability, and made him more patient with his wife and grandkids. He reported clearer thinking and better memory. That's because his brain was finally getting full cycles of restorative sleep. And yes, he said his morning erections returned consistently for the first time in years. All of this, from one bedtime habit. Now I want to pause here and say something important. If you're watching this and thinking, that sounds too simple to work, I get it. We're trained to believe that solutions have to be complicated to be effective, but your body wants to heal. It's designed to recover, to regenerate, and to perform well into your 70s, 80s, even 90s. It just needs the right conditions to do so. So here's your takeaway so far. Take 1 tablespoon of raw, unprocessed honey mix with 1/2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Take it 30 minutes before bed, and if you want to take it up a notch, drink a small glass of warm water with it. That'll help absorption and create a calming bedtime ritual. Now before I wrap up this part, let me say thank you. If you've made it this far, I know you're serious about your health. So take a second to tap the like button and subscribe for more natural, senior-focused advice. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next part. And in the comments, type yes if you're going to try this, or no if you're still thinking about it. I read every one of your replies, and they help me create the next video for you. In the next part, I'll walk you through a full bedtime routine for men over 60, including the 3 things you should never do after dinner if you want better circulation and erections by morning. I'll also share what happened when Mark added one final simple change that surprised even me. The real beauty of Mark's transformation wasn't just what changed in the bedroom, it was how his whole life became lighter. He started walking every morning. His posture improved, he laughed more. His wife even said he was more present. And not just physically, but emotionally too, and that's what I want to emphasize today. This isn't just about erections or even energy, it's about restoring your rhythm as a man, and that starts, quite literally, the moment your day winds down. So let's talk about your evening routine, because while that spoonful of honey and Ceylon cinnamon is powerful, what you do in the hours leading up to bedtime can make or break its effectiveness. Here's what I shared with Mark, and what I share with every man over 60 who wants better performance, deeper sleep, and real vitality the next day. First, stop eating at least 2 hours before bed. This gives your body time to digest before sleep. When you go to bed with a full stomach, your body has to work through the night instead of rest. That interrupts your sleep cycles and reduces your ability to repair and produce testosterone. Even healthy snacks like fruit or yogurt late at night can backfire. They spike insulin, which in turn suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep. And low melatonin means less deep sleep, which means lower testosterone, reduced nitric oxide, and weaker blood flow. Second, avoid screens, especially blue light, for at least 30 minutes before bed. I know this can be tough. Many of us like to relax with a show or scroll through the news. But the blue light from TVs, phones, and tablets tells your brain it's daytime even when it's not. That suppresses melatonin and delays your body's natural sleep rhythm. Even worse, elevated cortisol from reading upsetting headlines or stressful emails before bed can mess with your heart rate, digestion, and ability to fall asleep. Mark started keeping his phone outside the bedroom. He switched to reading a paperback book, listening to calming music, or doing light stretching instead. And within days he was falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. Third, skip alcohol if you want real rest. This one surprises a lot of men. A glass of wine or a nightcap may seem like it helps you fall asleep, but it actually fragments your sleep and reduces REM cycles. Alcohol also interferes with your liver's ability to regulate blood sugar, meaning more overnight cortisol spikes and more bathroom trips. It also reduces testosterone and nitric oxide production, which are the 2 things you need most for healthy function and erections. Once Mark cut out his nightly glass of wine, he noticed an even bigger change in his mornings. "It's like my whole system stopped groaning and started humming again," he said. So to recap, no food 2 hours before bed, no screens 30 minutes before bed, and no alcohol at night. Pair that with your 1 spoonful of honey and Ceylon cinnamon, and you've now created the perfect biological environment for your body to do what it's meant to do. But there was one more thing I asked Mark to try. It's simple, it's free, and it only takes 5 minutes. I call it the reset breath. Each night just before bed, sit comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this for 5 minutes. What this does is powerful. It lowers your heart rate, signals your nervous system to relax, and prepares your mind and body for restorative sleep. And remember, when your nervous system calms down, your parasympathetic system kicks in. That's the system responsible for rest, digestion, and, you guessed it, erection function. Stress is one of the biggest killers of male performance, especially as we age. And it's usually silent, hiding behind responsibilities, worries, and that feeling of always being on. The reset breath gives your body permission to let go. Mark told me, "It's like my brain finally learned how to turn off the noise," and that peace of mind translated to real physical changes. His blood pressure normalized, his heart rate variability improved, and most importantly, he felt like himself again, not just in the mornings but all day long. Now let me ask you, do you have an evening routine that works with your body, or are you winging it night after night hoping for the best? If you're doing the spoonful before bed, that's a fantastic start. But when you combine it with the right nighttime habits, like no food, no screens, no alcohol, and a little deep breathing, you create a kind of domino effect in your body. One thing supports the next, and before you know it, your health begins rebuilding itself. Before we head into the final part of this series, I want to thank you for watching. If you're finding this helpful, take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the last piece of this routine. And let me know in the comments, yes if you already have a nighttime routine, or no if you're still figuring it out. That simple answer helps me keep creating advice tailored to you. In the final part, I'll reveal exactly what happened to Mark after 60 days, including how his doctor reacted to his lab results, what surprised his wife the most, and the full routine you can copy starting tonight. You don't need to guess anymore. Your path is already forming. 60 days after Mark started his new nighttime routine, he came back to my office with his latest lab results in hand and the biggest grin I'd seen from him yet. "Doc," he said, "I feel better than I have in 15 years. But you'll want to see these numbers." His total testosterone had risen naturally by 78 points. His blood pressure, once bordering on the high side, had dropped to a healthy range. His fasting glucose had improved, and his resting heart rate had lowered by 6 beats per minute, proof that his nervous system was finally relaxing at night. And his sleep? He was averaging 7.5 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night. But the most meaningful transformation wasn't on paper. It was in how he talked about his relationship. "We're close again," he said. "More than just physically. There's this lightness, this spark that's come back. And that's what this video has always been about, helping you get that spark back." So let's walk through the entire routine that helped Mark, and that could help you too, starting tonight. Step 1. About 90 minutes before bed, stop eating. This gives your digestive system time to wind down and prevents nighttime blood sugar swings. It also helps your body produce more natural melatonin. Step 2. No screens for the last 30 to 60 minutes. If you can, dim the lights and replace screen time with reading, stretching, or quiet music. Let your brain know that the day is over and rest is coming. Step 3. Take 1 spoonful of the nightly blend. 1 tablespoon of raw unprocessed honey, 1/2 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Mix it together and eat it straight or stir into warm water or chamomile tea. Let this become a calming bedtime ritual, not just another task. Step 4. Do the 5-minute reset breath. Sit quietly, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 6. This down regulates your stress response and prepares your body for deep rest and blood vessel repair. Step 5. Go to bed at the same time each night. Mark picked 10 p.m. and stuck with it. Consistency trains your body to enter deep sleep faster, crucial for testosterone and nitric oxide production. When you do this routine consistently, your body gets the message. It's safe to restore, to recover, to rebuild. And when your body feels safe, guess what happens? Blood flows better, testosterone levels rise, and those morning signals of vitality, like stronger erections, begin to return naturally. Now let me be clear, every man's body is different. You may feel changes within a few days, or it might take a few weeks, but when you stick with it, something powerful begins to shift, not just physically, but emotionally too, because you're choosing to show up for yourself, to support your body instead of ignoring its signals, to reconnect with the part of you that may have faded in the noise of aging, stress, or self-doubt. You're not broken, you're just tired, and the good news is, rest and recovery is available to you tonight. So if you've been watching this series and you're ready to take that first real step, I want you to comment below, "I'm starting tonight." That's your commitment. That's your permission slip to return to yourself. And yes, I read every one of those comments. Your words matter, and they help me guide what videos to make next. If this video series helped you, please like it so other men can find it too. Subscribe to the channel and tap the bell so you never miss a future update. And if you know a friend, a brother, or someone else over 60 who might be struggling silently, share this with them. You never know how much a single video can change someone's life. I'm Dr. Robert Jansen, and I'll leave you with this. Aging isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a deeper, more powerful chapter, one where you choose to feel strong, sleep deep, and wake up ready. And sometimes all it takes is just 1 spoon before bed. Take care of yourself. You're worth it.